people are fucking nice to you.
That helps.
They're nice to you. And when you don't have money,
not online,
no. But like, and then you realize like, oh fuck, like people like can be like are not nice to you, you know, in general, a lot of times, and you're like that's fucking sucks, and like when you get a bit of money, a bit of success, or whatever, people are a lot fucking nicer, and that's the one thing that you know that I remarked upon in my life. The rest of it's all garbage. The rest of it's all bullshit. But people being nice and like you know not sucking. That's pretty good.
That's nice. And having a cushion.
Yeah.
So you don't have to worry
Mentally,
about like I remember the first check I got, a real check, I got a development deal from Disney of all people when I was like I guess I was like 26, and it was the first time ever I had like a good chunk of money, like 6 figures in the bank.
Yeah.
And I felt
different.
I felt weight lifted off of me, like a physical feeling of whoa.
Yeah.
Because my whole life, it's like, how am I going to eat?
Yeah.
How am I going to pay my rent? How am I going to do this? And then all of a sudden, I don't have to worry about that anymore.
Yeah.
And I was like, oh, I get it now. And I remember this revelation, like, okay, now I just have to keep this momentum going.
Yeah.
Because once you have a good amount of money where you don't have to worry about money anymore, you don't want to ever get back to that desperation feeling. That's a terrible feeling. And that's the feeling most people are listening to this exist in.
Yeah.
That feeling of concern about your bills. It's the number one struggle in marriages. It's the number one
struggle for everything.
For everything.
Well, this is why bring it up. Like, I had the exact same moment in my life. I never had any money, and then I'll never forget it. I was walking down the Ramblas in Barcelona because I was living there trying to set up Vice Spain, and I went in a bank machine, and we had done some deal, and it was the first time I got paid any money. It wasn't a lot of money, but it was same kind of deal, like 6-figure thing, and I took out the money, and I went. Like my life changed. That I still remember how it smelled. I still remember because my life changed. It was the first time I didn't have $28 in my bank account.
Right.
And I just went, and like my breathing changed.
Yeah.
Like just everything. Like you said, like there's like
a weight lifts off you.
Weight lifts off you, and that and humans don't like to go backwards. But yeah, living in that sort of constant fear. That's the problem with money.
Yeah.
And that's why there is a chance, and it was good that you brought that up actually. That like you can kind of take this any way, like humanity can take the next, let's say 20 years any way we want to take it. And you can take it to be like, let's fucking learn from what we've learned and be positive and try to take this as a fucking thing where humanity gets better and we do this in the right way rather than just do it fucking knee-jerk reaction, freaking out, like what the fuck's gonna fuck. Like I'm sure that you're gonna look back at a time when like the social media was fucking up kids' heads, and we're gonna say that was crazy, dude.
Right, it's gonna be like smoking.
We're gonna look at the stock market and go, yeah, it's fucking completely manipulated by supercomputers and $1 trillion funds, and the little guy gets fucked. Right. Why the fuck did we let that happen?
Right.
There's gonna be all kinds of coming out of the pond moments where we go, hey, like we were doing it wrong.
Yeah.
But there's this big, chaos is a ladder. There's this big, chaotic time right now, and you're exactly right, and people getting anxious about it and everything. And you're like, we got to use that as a time to say, hey, why don't we fucking have an economy where there is a universal basic wage or living wage, and we take that to doing shit where you do something that you like and you're happy about, because that your job is probably going away.
I guarantee you it will cause less crime. I think crime will dip substantially. I think there'll be less civil unrest. People's needs will be met. It'll give everyone that feeling of, oh, I don't have to worry about my bills anymore. It's just finding purpose. That's going to be the next thing. And the people that are really going to be fucked are the people that didn't find purpose already, and then they're like 40, and then that happens, because they're going to be sad. And that's what I'm worried about. I'm worried about the people that are already sort of indoctrinated into a certain specific way of living, and then all of a sudden their purpose, which was their job, they worked at the factory, and they're like, Johnny's employee of the month. Johnny, you're doing a fucking great job. I really appreciate you. Yeah. And that guy feels purpose. He puts in a hard day's work. When he gets that paycheck, he knows he earned it. That's who he is. He's the number one guy at the plant. Mm-hmm. He's the foreman. He's the guy the men respect. That's a real